Tonight, escalating tension. Will North Korea test another nuclear weapon? President Trump's warning. U.S. forces on high alert. Are Martha Raddatz on the Korean Peninsula? Plus, the powerful explosion unleashed by the mother of all bombs. New video of the blast site. Dozens of ISIS fighters believed killed in Afghanistan. Fugitive captured, heavily armed, threatening elected officials and churches on Easter, mailing his manifesto to the president. Tonight, we talk to the farmer who confronted him on his property. School scandal, one of America's most famous academies, attended by JFK and Ivanka Trump, admitting dozens of students were sexually abused by trusted teachers for decades. Sky-high offer. How much would it take to give up your seat on an overbooked flight? The major airline willing to pay you thousands of dollars to avoid scenes like this. And America Strong, the retired Air Force mechanic fixing anyone's car for free, getting them back on the road and on their feet.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And good evening on this Friday night. I'm Tom Llamas, in for David. And we begin with those rising tensions as we head into this holiday weekend. North Korea and the United States, backed up by powerful arsenals, now exchanging some dangerous threats. Even China warning this could all spin out of control. And tonight, new images of that 22,000-pound bomb American forces dropped on Afghanistan, targeting ISIS fighters, but also sending a message. A U.S. Navy ship is standing by off the Korean Peninsula as an aircraft carrier and Navy strike group are heading that way. Tomorrow, North Korea celebrates its most important holiday. Will it use the occasion to make good on its threat to conduct a nuclear bomb test? ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz in Seoul, South Korea tonight.
Tonight, amid mounting tensions with the United States, North Korea's unpredictable leader, Kim Jong-un, greeted with thunderous applause by his nation's military brass. Tomorrow, the Hermit Kingdom celebrates the 105th anniversary of the birth of its founder, Kim Il-sung. Crowds already gathering in Pyongyang, events like these typically marked with a show of military might, weapons on parade, and also missile launches. Tonight, fears something even more sinister may be in store, that North Korea will conduct an underground nuclear test. It comes during an escalating standoff between Kim's regime and the White House. Today, a top North Korean official tells the Associated Press the Trump administration is more vicious and more aggressive than its predecessor. Trump is always using aggressive words, he says, singling out the president's tweets. It is the U.S. that is threatening us.
At meetings on North Korea, he's acting very, very badly. I will tell you, he's acting very badly.
President Trump has often tweeted about the, quote, menace of North Korea. North Korea is looking for trouble, he wrote. They have been playing the United States for years. He has promised to, quote, solve the problem. Yesterday, when the U.S. dropped the mother of all bombs on ISIS caves in Afghanistan, the president was asked if it was a message to North Korea as well.
I don't know if this sends a message. It doesn't make any difference if it does or not. North Korea is a problem. The problem will be taken care of.
The U.S. now sending the aircraft carrier, the USS Vinson, into the region. American troops conducting military exercises on the border. North Korea now reportedly calling the administration's words and actions maniacal military provocations. And this threat, we will go to war if they choose. Adding they could destroy major American military bases in South Korea within minutes. Tonight, China warning of, quote, gathering storm clouds, saying we urge all parties to refrain from inflammatory or threatening statements or deeds, hoping a war of words doesn't escalate into the real thing.
And Martha Raddatz joins us now from Seoul. Martha, you mentioned China's warning in your story, but the Chinese tonight are also offering assistance to help defuse this crisis?
That's right, Tom. China is reportedly offering to help resume a dialogue with the North, unofficially or officially, formally or informally. And Vice President Pence is arriving here in Seoul this weekend, Tom.
A major development. Martha Raddatz leading us off tonight. Martha, thank you. As those tensions with North Korea ratchet up, President Trump is back at Mar-a-Lago, where he will spend the Easter weekend without much of his senior staff. ABC's David Wright is there. And David, how will the president monitor the developments from there in Florida?
Well, the White House tells us he is getting regular updates on the situation in North Korea, but it's true, he's here without virtually all of his top advisors, and there have been questions raised in the past about whether Mar-a-Lago is secure enough to handle a crisis. Remember those photos back in February, taken by club guests as the president and the prime minister of Japan monitored a North Korean missile launch? Well, the White House has made some changes since then. Last week, a very different picture during the Syria launch. The president and his advisors huddled in a makeshift situation room. Bottom line, the White House insists the president is able to monitor things from here and react as needed. Tom?
David Wright for us tonight. David, thank you. Next to the fallout from that U.S. strike in Afghanistan, the largest conventional weapon the U.S. has ever deployed in combat, targeting ISIS. Afghan commando patrols with U.S. support patrolling that remote province today, assessing the damage and searching for information. Tonight, the questions: what did the strike accomplish and at what cost? ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran in London tonight.
The Pentagon video shows the immense destructive power of this weapon, devastating an entire mountain valley. The boiling plume of smoke quickly turning into a mushroom cloud rising over the massive blast area. Take another look. The quiet valley, then you can see the bomb falling there, guided by internal GPS right to the target, the tremendous explosion, and you can actually see the blast wave radiating across the landscape. Afghan villagers miles away said they could feel the earth shake when it detonated. My house was shaking after the blast, this man said. The whole area was burning on fire. We are very happy with the bomb, said another local resident. We asked the Kabul government to use even stronger weapons against them. The bomb, officially a massive ordnance air blast, is 30 feet long, weighs 20,000 plus pounds, and it's dropped from a cargo plane and delivers in a single explosion the equivalent of 11 tons of TNT, the most powerful weapon the U.S. has used since the Hiroshima atomic bomb. Afghan officials initially saying 36 ISIS fighters were killed and no civilians.
If you look at that terrain, if U.S. forces would have had to have climbed up those steep hills, that high altitude, and had to have dug those ISIS fighters out of those caves, it would have been a great danger. And so using this weapon here and now inevitably saved American lives.
Out on the campaign trail, then candidate Donald Trump made point-blank promises about ISIS.
I would bomb the hell out of ISIS.
I would bomb the out of them.
U.S. forces are on the ground in the blast zone. They're gathering intelligence and they're assessing just how effective this weapon, the mother of all bombs, is. Tom?
Terry Moran with those new satellite images tonight. Terry, thank you. Back here at home, and one more note from the White House. Visitor logs will now be kept secret. The Trump administration breaking from an Obama-era practice of making most of those records public through the White House website. Now those visitor logs may not be available for years. The White House saying national security concerns drove the decision, which is already being challenged by watchdog groups. Next tonight, a nationwide manhunt for a Wisconsin fugitive has finally come to an end. That suspect, accused of robbing a gun shop, seen mailing an anti-government and anti-religion manifesto to the White House. Churches had stepped up security for Easter Sunday services. Tonight, that threat is over. ABC's Alex Perez on how that manhunt came to an end.
Tonight, the man who led the FBI on an intense 10-day manhunt paralyzing parts of Wisconsin, finally in custody. Joseph Jakubowski brought into federal court this afternoon.
Today is truly a very Good Friday for all of us here in Rock County.
The dramatic lead up to his capture starting around 7 p.m. when farmer Jeff Gorn called police to report a man camping on his property in rural Wjla, Wisconsin, 120 miles from Jakubowski's home in Janesville.
I mean, the one thing he said over and over is no one listens to me.
Gorn talked to the man for an hour, but didn't realize he was face to face with Jakubowski until he called authorities.
He seemed very exhausted after we talked.
Authorities creating a large perimeter. Armed officers dispatched to 10 nearby homes to protect residents.
Revolution. It's time for change.
Jakubowski on the run since April 4th after stealing 18 firearms from this Janesville gun shop. The self-declared anti-government, anti-religion revolutionary threatening to carry out attacks at churches, and police say seen mailing this rambling manifesto to the White House. Nearly 11 hours after zeroing in on him, police move in. The suspect captured without incident.
I'm just glad that it's done with, that the situation is being taken care of, and that we can all kind of proceed as normal.
And Tom, police say Jakubowski had 5 guns, a bulletproof vest, and a helmet when he was captured. He now faces federal gun and burglary charges. Tom?
Those residents now happy he's behind bars. All right, Alex, thank you. Next tonight, the desperate call for help from an elementary school under siege. Police in San Bernardino releasing a 911 call from North Park Elementary after a gunman made his way past the front desk and into a classroom where 3 people died, including a child. ABC's Kana Whitworth with the audio tape.
Tonight, the terrifying call for help.
We have an active shooter at North Park Elementary, and one of our teachers was shot.
Gunfire sending children rushing from the San Bernardino school. The caller knows exactly who the shooter is.
Do you have a description of the shooter? He's a black male. He's our Mrs. Smith's husband.
Police say Cedric Anderson firing 10 shots, even stopping to reload, killing his estranged wife, Karen Smith, inside her classroom in a murder-suicide.
I'm scared. I'm in the office.
Teaching assistant Jennifer Downing inside that classroom, racing to get students out.
At that point, pure adrenaline. I had the 2 with me, and the best I could do was use my voice, get out. And they listened. And thank God they listened.
Tragically, 2 innocent boys caught in the line of fire. 8-year-old Jonathan Martinez killed. 9-year-old Nolan Brandy recovering in the hospital tonight. New details now emerging about Anderson's troubled past. ABC News learning a previous wife filed for a restraining order against him in 1997, saying Anderson threatened to kill her during their divorce. People gathering tonight at a prayer vigil for Karen Smith, and a memorial for Jonathan Martinez is planned next week. Tom?
Kana Whitworth with those chilling 911 calls. All right, Kana, thank you. Next tonight, one of the most prestigious boarding schools in the country, in a moment of truth, Choate Rosemary Hall sharing the results of its own investigation that found a history of sexual abuse that lasted for decades. Here's ABC's Mara Schiavocampo.
It's the elite Connecticut boarding school boasting prominent alumni like Ivanka Trump, President John F. Kennedy, and Michael Douglas. Tonight, at the center of a sexual abuse scandal, a new report finding substantiated instances of sexual misconduct at Connecticut's Choate Rosemary Hall boarding school, spanning 5 decades from the 1960s to 2010. A dozen former teachers implicated by 24 students, including at least 1 case of rape. The report also finding, despite years of accusations, sexual misconduct matters were handled internally and quietly and never reported to the police. In some cases, teachers were allowed to resign or retire, and some were even given recommendations for new jobs.
What we've seen is a lot of these private sleepaway schools have had problems because the issues aren't being reported to the authorities. They're dealing with it internally.
Now, the school says, we profoundly apologize. The conduct of these adults violated the foundation of our community. We honor and thank the survivors of sexual misconduct who came forward.
The findings don't include any current teachers or students at the school. 5 of the teachers mentioned in the report have since died. Tom?
Mara, thank you. Next to the severe weather watch, flash flooding in Fresno, California, swamping these cars. In the Sierra Nevada, heavy snow stopping vehicles and closing roads. And this funnel cloud from a reported tornado in Texas. Those storms now headed to the center of the country, and heat for the Northeast this Easter weekend. ABC's Rob Marciano tracking it all. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Tom. That West Coast storm now recharging, obviously, as it heads into the plains. Of immediate concern tonight is this severe thunderstorm watch across the Texas Panhandle. We've got dry air that's bumping into warm, moist air, and storms are firing mostly north of Interstate 40. Tomorrow, the cold front moves a hot spot to Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. Maybe a tornado, but really some damaging winds and big hail. At ahead of this, big-time heat cranking, not so much for tomorrow, but for the East Coast on Sunday, widespread 80s, up to 20 degrees above normal, right up into New England. It's going to be a very summer-like Easter Sunday, Tom.
All right, Rob, we like that forecast. Thanks so much. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Friday. The airline industry under fire. The new offer for passengers. The major airline willing to pay you to give up your seat, responding to the outrage over the passenger dragged from that United flight. Plus, new images tonight, the deadly highway blast. the truck exploding in a ball of flames. And the new Star Wars trailer taking the internet by storm. The mystery line that has anxious fans wondering, what does it mean?
I have asthma, one of many pieces in my life. So when my asthma symptoms kept coming back on my long-term control medicine, I talked to my doctor and found a missing piece in my asthma treatment with Brio.
Once daily Brio prevents asthma symptoms. Brio's for adults with asthma not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Brio won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Brio is specifically designed to open up airways to improve breathing for a full 24 hours. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Brio is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Brio and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid.